What's up, guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of this Williams career mode, coming up to the final two episodes of the season with this Williams career mode. The uploads have been absolutely dreadful for me, and I'll take obviously full responsibility for that. But I just want to get this season over and done with. We've got, like I said, two more episodes. We start off with Mexico with some very, very awful starting lap times there, with Alex Albon P16, Théo Pourchaire P20, 3.2 seconds away from Charles Leclerc, which is absolutely outrageous. But we're improving on our second lap here in Q1. Middle sector wasn't too great there by Alex Albon, being held up here, Alex Albon, by the AlphaTauri. And is that an Alfa Romeo just ahead of him? Is he able to get out of Q1? No, he's not. P16 for Alex Albon, but Théo Pourchaire jumps to P15. Can Guan Yu Zhou improve at all? I don't think he will be able to. Knowing the pace of that Alfa Romeo, he is able to improve, but not by enough. Théo Pourchaire on his outlap for Q2. But I think that's the first time we've seen Théo Pourchaire into the next qualifying session ahead of Alex Albon. Alex Albon now eliminated as we go into this final run here. Currently P14 for Théo Pourchaire. But he's improving. He's still improving here, which is a bit of a surprise. Will he be able to improve that middle sector as well? Yes, he is. He goes green middle sector here at Mexico. It's Théo Pourchaire around the final corner. No slipstream at all. And it's P12 for Théo Pourchaire. Brilliant little performance there from Théo Pourchaire. But we're going to go two-stop here as expected. Soft, medium, soft is how we're going to run it. We have some minor wear on the engine. And I think the ERS for Théo Pourchaire. But here we go for the race for this Mexican Grand Prix. Coming up to the 5 red lights now. And away we go here, trying to make sure they're aggressive from the get-go. Remember, with penalties, Alex Albon actually starts P15 already, gets the jump on Nick De Vries being on the softs. But Théo Pourchaire is up into P9. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And Alex Albon fighting for position with Nick De Vries. But with Albon being on the softs, you'd expect him to get this move complete. And around the outside here, is he able to make it? It's looking very unlikely, but he sends it down the inside again, and he's able to make the move done here, and get the move done. And it's a brilliant start from Alex Albon, P14 now for the Williams driver. But once again, we're just going to be pushing and pushing and pushing as we end up now up into lap 7 now, and Alex Albon sees Yuki Tsunoda looking to actually go for a move on Nico Hülkenberg, who's just ahead here. Isn't able to, he gets caught sleeping, and Alex Albon's able to make the move on Yuki Tsunoda there, up into P13 now. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Alexander Albon once again. Théo Pourchaire starting to drop off a little bit, but he's in his own little pocket of space there. In P9, comfortable 1.5 seconds at least between ahead and behind him. But look, Alex Albon is looking to make the move on Nico Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg positions his car very, very well. And we're not able to make the move there. Are we able to make the move? Remember, double detection zone. So we get a double dose of DRS. And we go down the inside, making it round the outside. And we're unable to make the move. Hülkenberg defending very, very well here against, you have to assume now, the superior Williams car. But I got it the wrong way around. It was Albon with the ERS issues. But again, Albon fighting for position, but he's not going to make any positions there unless you're in PSGL. And here we go. Alex Albon round the outside now of Hülkenberg. Can he make the move stick? Round the outside is absolutely brilliant. Now he's going to be able to use that second load of DRS to try and make a little bit of a gap on Nico Hülkenberg. But on to lap 36 now. We're going to have Albon try re-overtake Nick De Vries. Remember, they all have a little bit of an undercut on us. Alex Albon, as you can see, they're making the move on Norris there as well. Absolutely brilliant stuff once again. And then on the last lap, I honestly have no idea what happened here. Like, our pace was actually really, really good. Like, closing, like, behind cars, following cars, it was absolutely brilliant. But when we're in clean air, it just didn't seem to work. Nothing seemed to work for us, but we made the move on Nick de Vries there on the final lap to secure a P13 and P15 turbo share in his own little race once again. And luckily Magnussen wasn't able to get anywhere near for points, and Sergio Perez back at the grid to P3. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Great performance from Lando Norris as well, but Alex Albon stays in position. Terpstra loses 4 positions, and there shouldn't be really any major difference to the standings for this one. But we're gonna do a few races today. We're gonna do Mexico, we're gonna be doing Brazil, and we're gonna be doing Las Vegas. As you can see, ATR period starts today. We're just gonna purely do research for this one. Yeah, and get a couple of those going for us. Currently P6 in this championship for Brazil, as we try to get some more manufacturers on for the underfloor. Maybe get a driver development update. Vesti improving very, very nicely here. 82 rated Albon and 77 rated. But here we are looking at what we can do for, because I didn't actually properly have a good look at this, but what do you guys think we should have for the powertrain for the next season? Please let me know in the comments below. But the prices are very, very minimal difference. But it's just how we prefer to have this car. Obviously, everyone has their own benefits. Renault didn't seem to have any benefits other than the price. But here we are in Brazil for Q1. Alex Albon with a 108.6 and Terpstra with 6 tenths slower there. So that's P11 and P17 for now. P17 for Terpstra, not what he really wants. Alex Albon unable to improve on his second run here because of this Haas just sitting in his way. But Terpstra also getting blocked by the Haas there, and that could have butchered both their laps. Alex Albon, yellow in the middle sector, same with Terpstra, but Terpstra should get a very, very nice little slipstream here from Alex Albon. Alex Albon crosses the line, stays P11, and Terpstra is unable to get out of Q1, and yeah, it's a shame. But here we are with on our second run into Q2 with this Haas on our tail, pretty much trying to make moves on us. So Alex Albon naturally just tries to defend, as you can see there, taking the inside line on that final corner, and he's improving first and middle sector. I don't think it will be by much. He jumped Yuki Tsunoda, but it's not great. But remember, we are at Brazil, so we are due a sprint. Terpstra starting P11, Alex Albon starting P20 with the engine penalties. Sorry, with the ERS penalty. Obviously, as we saw in the previous race. But here we go to 5 red lights here at the sprint in Brazil. P14, P16. Let's see if we can make some early moves here. Wait a minute, P15. I've just processed this. P15 for Alex Albon, even though it said that he was starting P20. Strange one, but here we go then. Let's see if we can make any sort of moves. Hopefully, we can improve our race pace a little bit here. As we've shown, as you can see, that everyone on the mediums, no one gonna go for the softs or hards or anything like that. Everyone's going for the mediums, and as you can see, absolutely rinsing the tires. And look at that right ahead of us. We gained 2 positions, and as you can see, it's the 2 Haas, our championship rivals, colliding with each other. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant for us. Look at them drifting off into the distance. And that is absolutely what we want to see. P13, but can it be more? With Alex Albon down the inside of Yuki Tsunoda. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Alex Albon, and Terpstra looking to follow. But where Yuki Tsunoda was trying to fight back, and there's yellow flags out. There's an issue. I think that's for Lance Stroll. A crash involving multiple cars once again. George Russell, Lance Stroll. George Russell currently in P7, as you can see there. But Lance Stroll tries to go around the outside, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. There was not enough room. And look at that. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And then we're still trying to make the move on Yuki Tsunoda. Now it's our inside line, and we've made the move work, and Teo Porcher struggling to really try and make any sort of move on Tsunoda at the moment. But now we're on the back of Lance Stroll, who should, I believe, have damage. And look, we go down the inside. It's absolutely brilliant stuff from Alex Albon once again, showing off why he is our #1 driver. And 2 seconds to Russell now. But here we go, Teo Porcher saying, whatever you can do, Alex Albon, I can do better. Round the outside goes Teo Porcher, and that's absolutely phenomenal stuff from the Frenchman. Brilliant. Tsunoda trying to fight back though, but Tsunoda says absolutely not. Sorry, Porcher says absolutely not. And that is P13 now for Teo Porcher, who's actually closing in on Lance Stroll. But talking about closing in is Alex Albon round the outside. Russell, absolutely no chance it seems, but he could get some sort of fight back. Remember, he has the DRS to try fight back. Down the inside goes George Russell. Alex Albon sticking it round the outside, but ends up taking the move. And that is absolutely brilliant stuff from Alex Albon. P10. What a rate, what a sprint we've got for us so far. Teo Porcher now down the inside of Lance Stroll. It's absolute dreamland for Williams right now. 1.2 seconds away from Russell. But look, he shouldn't be worrying about Russell yet, because Stroll is still trying to fight back, but I think he might give up. No, he's not. Down the inside now goes Lance Stroll, but now it's our inside. And it's now Teo Porcher up into P12, or is it? No, Lance Stroll still fighting, and I think he's still around the outside. I think he is behind us now, and we're able to keep that move. But lap 17 of this sprint, Teo Porcher now on the back of George Russell. This is absolutely phenomenal stuff. Where are we pulling this race pace from? I have no idea, but it's currently P12 at the moment. Around the outside, is George Russell going to put as much of a fight as he did with Alex Albon? It doesn't look like it. Teo Porcher is able to get the move done and dusted. And we're up into P11. P10 and P11 now for us in the Williams garage. But here we are with a virtual safety car. Yellow flags are out. Multiple cars have crashed. And one of those multiple cars is Pierre Gasly, who was in front of us. P9 he was. Pierre Gasly, no idea what he's done here. He's just driven straight into the wall. It didn't look like there was any sort of lock-up. He's just driven into the wall. But here we are at the end of the sprint. P9 and P10. Absolutely phenomenal stuff by the Williams today. And surely some great hope for the race. But now we obviously end up starting P20 because of the penalty. Hopefully we actually do get the penalty. But P7 we start with Teo Porcher. But as you can see there, with the strategy, we are expecting rain here at Brazil, but only halfway through the race. Which strategy we're going to start with? I believe we started with the mediums, but as you can see with drivers like Max Verstappen, we're expecting some drivers are starting on the softs. So it's a bit of a mix and match at the moment, but here we are coming up to 5 red lights at the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go here. Teo Porcher already losing position to Esteban Ocon, being very, very aggressive. But as you can see in P9, it's actually Nick De Vries trying to fight. But Teo Porcher also trying to fight for his P7 with Esteban Ocon. Trying so hard just to keep it together and out of the mess is Teo Porcher. But as we know, he is prone to mistakes, but he didn't make any in the sprint. So hopefully that's some positive news for us for this race. But already out of the second for the DRS zone against Lando Norris, who's currently P6, which could be an outrageous result for them. But here we go with Alex Albon trying to go around the outside of Yuki Tsunoda. Remember, we're on the mediums, he is on the hard, so he should be able to make the move as Teo Porcher loses position to George Russell there. George Russell ended up overtaking Ocon and us. So Ocon obviously still stays behind us. But yeah, as I say, we overtake Yuki Tsunoda around the outside. We might look at Guan Yu Zhou here. Remember, Max Verstappen just ahead of us. We were planning on trying to follow him as much as we could. But we need to make these moves now. And Guan Yu Zhou on the softs, we're able to outbrake him. And it's brilliant stuff from Alex Albon. Verstappen already up into P12. There is absolutely no hope of us staying around him. But look at this. Alex Albon trying to make the move on Nico Hülkenberg. I thought he was going to go for a double overtake there. But Bottas stays on the outside. But we're able to make the overtake on Nico Hulkenberg. Then I believe at the end of the same lap here, Alex Albon trying to go down the inside. It should be a very, very easy move for us here after lap 10. Remember, the softs are starting to die off now, and the mediums should start to come to life. And remember, Théo Pourchaire holding his own here in P8, but Max Verstappen is catching. So that's a position that's inevitably going to be lost here. But we're actually starting to gain, and there it is. There it is. It's almost a guarantee now, every race. But I'm not sure if this is his fault this time. He just takes the corner, then Ocon smacks into this back left. And it's a shame. It's a real shame because Théo Pourchaire then had to box because of damage. Sorry, he didn't have to box because of that. Oh yeah, he did, because of his tyre wear just completely obliterated on his rear left. And yeah, it's a shame. P19, and we don't expect anything more from him. But Alex Albon looking to make the move on Nick de Vries, and it's a very, very tidy move. And as you can see, Nick de Vries not even close. But I decided to want to show you how these races are like nothing. When I tell you nothing happens, look at the deltas. Nothing happens. Like, you get the occasional overtake, like from other drivers. It's not even occasional overtakes from other drivers. You see zero movement on that timing board, and we're on to the last lap. We're looking at Magnussen getting overtaken. Magnussen was up into P7. Luckily, Stroll was able to overtake him, but that's points for Haas, and it's quite the shame, really, because it felt like there was nothing we could do. If we tried to push, then we instantly overheat the tires, and the tires die, and then we're losing even more time, you know. And it was just a struggle of a race for what could have been so amazing with our sprint. Ended up to be a weekend of no points, and it is quite a shame. And hopefully we can do better at Las Vegas. But as you can see, Magnussen unable to make the overtake back on Lance Stroll, and he gets 4 points for Haas, which is the last thing we need right now. Max Verstappen ended up getting second, an improvement of 17 positions once again for a Red Bull driver, 2 races in a row. But Alex Albon improves by 8 positions. But it is quite a shame to see how that unfolded for us. Magnussen overtaken Norris. Norris also getting 3 points for McLaren. So both McLaren and Haas climbing up the board, 6 points behind us now, with 2 races to go. Can Haas overtake us? We're going to do everything we can to make sure that this isn't the case, but we are going to fight for it. Las Vegas now, one of the new tracks here on F1. Well, just F1 in general here. So we're on to Q1. Alex Albon, Théo Pourchaire are out for their laps, and it's not an amazing first time. P18, P16 for the Williams. But we're on to our second laps here, and we're looking to try and make some sort of progress. Alex Albon coming through the final corner here. The track is absolutely beautiful, and what's even more beautiful is P10 for Alex Albon, and then P5 for Théo Pourchaire. Where did that come from? Nobody knows. Nobody has any idea where that pace came from, but we're absolutely happy with it. And then look at this here. We're just getting blocked off by Théo Pourchaire on this second lap, which is quite a shame. P9, P15 at the moment for the Williams. Alex Albon improving in the first sector. Théo Pourchaire also improving in the first sector. Is there a possibility of getting anything out of this? But I'm also starting to realize that Théo Pourchaire is 5 seconds away, so I feel like he's guaranteed to improve here in Las Vegas. But coming up to I believe this is going to be the middle sector now. Yep. So that's another improvement from both drivers there. But I'm intrigued to see where Alex Albon comes out here. Crosses the line, improves, but doesn't improve position. Théo Pourchaire at what was P12 ends up getting P13 because I think Ocon was trying to use a slipstream, and yeah, it's quite a shame. Can Hamilton overtake Pourchaire as well to make it even worse for Williams here? And he does with a great lap as well. It's P10 and we're into Q3. But what a first lap here by Alex Albon. Currently P4 right now. And look, on his final run, he is improving. But you have to also have a look at Kevin Magnussen here, up into P4 as well. Everyone have put absolutely... I don't know what they've put in this engine, but even Sonoda's just jumped us, but we're improving. First and middle sector, about to cross the line. It's Alex Albon. It's P4. P4 for Alex Albon. Absolutely absurd scenes here at Las Vegas. P4 for Alex Albon. Can any other drivers improve and make it a little bit miserable for us? No one's able to improve, and we're starting P4. But look at this. Penalties for every one of the drivers ahead of us. So you know what that means. It's a front row. It's pole position. It's pole position for Alex Albon. But look who's going to be on the front row with him. It's going to be Kevin Magnussen. My word. What? Oh, imagine if this was the last race of the season. This would have been even more perfect. But as you can see there, terrible show of the engine penalty. But pole position for Alex Albon. We're starting first and starting last. But what an opportunity this is to get something special. Something special. But you have to remember, obviously, the better drivers are... Well, I wouldn't say the better drivers, but the better cars will have the fresh engine, whatever penalties that they've incurred. And it's inevitable that we will get overtaken, but we will fight for this. We will absolutely fight, give everything we've got. But we're off and underway here at Las Vegas. Still P1, starting P1, staying P1, and we're just fighting with Perez. We're actually fighting with Perez. Magnussen trying to fight. He's losing position. Magnussen down to P4, but look, we're just able to keep up with Sergio Perez, just fighting back and forth, back and forth. Leclerc starting to join the party a little bit, but look, we're still able to make position. 2 seconds, Magnussen down to P5 now, but look, we are still fighting with Sergio Perez up into lap 8 now. Sergio Perez just unable to make any sort of breathing space between us until this man in P3 decides to rock up and say, hello, I want to join the party. And there we go. We get... he's looking for the overtake. Verstappen overtakes both of us. But we're still fighting here in the early stages. Perez able to use the slipstream of Verstappen to gain that extra second on us. But now we get overtaken by Leclerc as expected. But we've got a 2-second gap to Carlos Sainz, which we want to keep. So we're going to try string on to Charles Leclerc as much as possible. As you can see, a minus 0.7 kg of fuel now. 115 degree tyre, overheating the tyres, just trying to keep up with him as much as possible. And we're able to come back into the DRS, able to, I think at one point nearly make an overtake, but then Leclerc ends up pitting. We end up pitting. We end up coming out P6, and then Carlos Sainz ends up overtaking us. We try to keep on him as much as possible, but P5 is where we're at right now. Yuki Tsunoda trying to fight with us for position. Gasly and Ocon, I believe, were the ones that ended up staying out for the fresher tyres towards the end of the race. We're currently fighting for P5 here. P7 we dropped to. Sorry, it was Gasly and Stroll. So they're going to have significantly better tyres, but onto the last lap here. We're fighting with Lance Stroll, trying to make that P6. We're not going to be able to get P5. Gasly has made an absolutely incredible move on that, on the pit stop behalf. But Stroll's in the same position in terms of tyre wear with Pierre Gasly. So realistically, I don't think we'll be able to make the move, but P7 would still be a massive achievement. Hopefully Yuki Tsunoda doesn't try surprise us with a late overtake here. But now we're onto the DRS straight here, but he's just defending, and then we slightly back off, as you see there. I don't know why the game's allowed that to happen, but it's a shame. We gave everything we could, as you can see, making sure we give everything we could. But as you can see, just nothing. Even after giving everything, they were starting to pull away. But it's still a massive, massive P7. Yes, Magnussen gets the fastest lap and P10, but we increase our lead on Haas with one race to go, which is absolutely phenomenal stuff to see. And Théo Pourchaire there, currently P15. We've pretty much haven't spoken about him all race, but he has made it up to P15 from starting back in the grid, so you got to give him some sort of respect for that. And was actually on the back of George Russell with the last couple of laps there. But that is the end of the race. That is the end of the free race episode. We will have the finale out soon. But yeah, once again, apologise for the schedule right now. But hopefully, I've been streaming a lot as well. Some of the new EAFC that's come out, we're doing really, really well on that at the moment. Having a lot of fun on that. But I'll make sure I get this season wrapped up for you guys at least. But yeah, as you can see, 6 points for Williams and Alex Albon, which means we end up 10 points ahead, which is exactly how we started this episode. But able to maintain that gap with the final race to go at Abu Dhabi, which is absolutely brilliant stuff. But yeah, starting pole position, what a feeling. What a feeling. But like I said, Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, like Red Bulls and Ferraris were always going to overtake us. Just a shame now, obviously we lost position there to Lance Stroll and then Pierre Gasly as well. But it is what it is. Magnussen getting the first lap is a bit of a shame as well. But Alex Albon, as you can see there, going up to an 83 rating, Théo Pourchaire 78. But that's the end of this episode. If you liked the video, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and ciao.